It's come out like a power with an M. I get you down like gravity, rackety rappers and raps rapidly follow the rabbit into the rapids and being rapping and rattling, rattle riddles and ribbons into the sky. I'm a rebel feeling rivety, rhythmically right. You're bigger, spinner right to the rhythm, whittle the side eye. I am the killer in the grasses. I am the kid in the corner with the glasses. I am the specter, you should respect them. I don't expect the special, ain't special. I don't expect nothing. I'm just really glad I can say something. It's a blessing. Ain't no stress affecting my presence. But sometimes the pressure keep pressing. Worst keeps my impression impressed. That's the way to relate. I'm just trying 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 to relate. From the presence now. Presence, come out.
Everybody, I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today, there's going to be a pair of wide receivers looking to make big plays on the field. It's Browns Steelers going up against Edelman's Patriots. So let's get you up to Foxborough as we check in with our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. Brought in by Coates. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
In 12 regular season games this last year for Bell, averaging over 150 yards from scrimmage. First 2 games in the playoffs were great, but, you know, getting injured in the final game probably leaves a bad taste in his mouth.
Leaves a bad taste, Gives him fuel for the next season, though, because remember, for the last few years, he hasn't been able to play a full season for various reasons. Now, going into next year, imagine those numbers over a 16-game season and heading into the playoffs. Le'Veon Bell can set new records.
Brown finishing 2016 with over 1,200 yards, 106 receptions. Now for him, people were expecting maybe some bigger numbers, Charles. What did you make of Antonio Brown's season?
Well, what I made of it is that he started to get more help along the way. Jesse James developed at tight end. Once Le'Veon Bell got into the lineup, he started to catch passes out of the backfield and ate up a few numbers as well. So Big Ben had more targets to throw it to. That should help Antonio Brown going forward in 2017 because he'll still be the primary guy. But when you get help, boy, you can make bigger plays downfield.
Sammy Coates, the intended target there. Third down here. Time for the offensive starters now for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and a guy to watch out wide, Sammy Coates.
A slow start in his rookie season, only caught one pass in 2015. They're expecting much bigger things from him, trying to help out that offense. If he can get open, you know his quarterback will find him.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes where people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Oh, it's a wobbler here. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They come up in an offset eye. To throw is Brady. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. Gronkowski may have had to miss the Super Bowl with the injury, but he was active in that parade, and now he's back on the field. And I'll tell you what, something you mentioned to me is that he was a big cheerleader for his teammates, never hung his head through the injury, celebrated with him all the way through the title.
We've seen superstar
Chris Hogan. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Chris Hogan, 65 yards. And the Pats have taken the early lead. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. It took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time with just punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, it's time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. He's going to look deep down the field. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Here's New England defensively. Last year, the #1 overall defense as far as points given up goes. And they've got a lot coming back in 2017.
Now, they certainly do. And let's go back to the Super Bowl. Trey Flowers, who was their leading sack guy in 2016, he had 7 in the regular season. He was a monster in the Super Bowl against Atlanta. He's back there for them. How about Dante Hightower, linebacker? His first Pro Bowl in 2016. And then just moving on back to the secondary. Devin McCourty, the guy who quarterbacks them back at safety, he's been to the Pro Bowl as a corner and as a free safety.
So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look, 6 DBs. He's going to air one out. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll indeed go for it with Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. 27 yards on the gain there. And on 4th and long, somehow they're able to keep the drive going. And now a first down following that long gain. Now Roethlisberger on first down. And that's caught. Did he stay in bounds, though? He did not. Ruled incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Brown, the lone receiver, left. Now Roethlisberger to throw. He's good. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Sammy Coates high in the air to bring it in. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And, man, Charles, talk about zinging something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this. After that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown. Boy, a little panic here early. A first-quarter onside kick. And this is secured by the Patriots. So an onside kick fail in the first quarter. Not sure I completely see the logic there.
It's not apparent, is it? You almost have to go deeper, I think, and maybe if we try and work along with them and speculate a little bit here, they must feel like they need to steal possessions in this game, and maybe they don't match up possession for possession with the opposite team. They've got to steal it and try and gain an advantage, and they tried. They just didn't get it done. Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
From midfield, here's Brady. And Gronkowski's got it, complete over the middle. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Brady. On the crossing route, that's caught. Julian Edelman. Last year for Edelman, just below 100 receptions, 98, over 1,100 yards, 3 touchdowns. And, you know, this is a guy that gets a lot of pub for being that perfect receiver for Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. What's his role going forward?
I think his role going forward is to be a bona fide #1 receiver in the NFL, meaning he's not just a Tom Brady receiver. He's that guy for anyone. And he spent so much time proving himself as he got into the league, just what you were talking about. Can I have a role here with New England? Now it's not just proving himself. It's continuing to develop in his craft. And I think he's going to just keep getting better and better. He never gave up on himself in his dreams, and he doesn't give up on any single play.
Now a carry for Blunt. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Patriots in possession to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. They come up in an offset eye. Brady to throw on 2nd down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bud Dupree coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted. The Steelers insert their nickel defense on 3rd down.
Yeah, they add a DB. The play clock's running down. Here's Brady. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
So it's an empty possession there, and you have to say it's not like him to come up short on a kick like that.
Yeah, and it's real easy for me to say this, but anything in the 40 to 49-yard range should be pretty automatic for an NFL kicker, especially in terms of at least getting it there. So you're right. That is a surprise if this would come up short.
Roethlisberger will throw. Going for the... And that's caught inside the 35. That one goes for 36 yards. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're
pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown. Le'Veon Bell, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers have taken the lead. And on his way to the end zone, shedding the tackle, he would not be denied.
That's what's called finishing the run. Making sure you power your way through. One-on-one tackle. No running back wants to go to the bench and say, I got stopped just short.
That's caught at the 1. And he will get into the end zone again. And he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Danny Amendola on the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here come the Patriots again on offense, the Super Bowl champions. And, boy, they have been able to do it a lot of times, Charles, with unsung heroes, haven't they? Look at the names that led them through the playoffs. Hogan, White, Lewis, guys you just wouldn't think of.
Yeah, Deion Lewis, a 5th-round pick, 3 touchdowns against Houston in the divisional round. Chris Hogan, undrafted. He ends up having 180 yards in receptions, including 5 plays of 20 yards or more against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And how about James White, a 4th-round pick out of Wisconsin? Think about who he played behind while he was at Wisconsin, and he turns out to be the unsung hero of the Super Bowl. Would have been the MVP if it wasn't for Tom Brady.
And you mentioned James White at Wisconsin. He was behind who? Melvin Gordon and Monte Ball, right?
That's correct.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets his end-to-enemy territory across the 40.
I've got to make sure that I don't take Tom Brady's greatness for granted, that we make it routine. How about that throw right there? Yeah. Another great completion.
And you know one area where he honed his throwing, he was a catcher in high school. He was actually drafted by the Expos in 1995 in the 18th round.
Wow, that would have been something to see him behind the dish.
Think he gunned down a few guys?
Gunned down a few guys trying to steal second. That would have been fun to watch.
Give him 27 yards that time. And that's good for New England first down.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's 2nd down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
Looking back to the air on second down. It's Brady. This will be caught just inside the 10. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Looking for Gronkowski, and it's intercepted. Picked off, William Gay. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And his throw's going to be incomplete. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Second and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. He's going to go. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. Okay, partners, New England comes out here to take the field on offense. This is such an interesting story, how they've been able to do it year after year after year. Guys talk about parity in the NFL. Well, New England has kind of transcended that parity, and they've done it with guys that you don't normally think of as household names.
The parts keep changing.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. A minute 59 to go in the first half. Back to Foxborough after this. The pigskin on the 7-yard line now. It's first and goal. They'll run it here with Blunt. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be second and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. From the 3-yard line once more. Now here's third and goal. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Quickly to Gronkowski. That's caught. And that's caught by Gronk for a Pats touchdown. Rob Gronkowski, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they... Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. On first and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. That incompletion, Charles, gives me a chance to put you on the clock real quick. NFC teams last year that did not make the playoffs that might make a push this coming year.
Well, 3 that come to mind right away that we thought were going to be in 2016. Minnesota, remember the start they got off to before that didn't work out so well for them? Arizona, we thought they were a lock to be in the playoffs. In fact, many of us called them super.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Hightower. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. And now out come the Patriots. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
So after the INT, it's Brady. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Let's look ahead for a quick minute. We don't have the schedules yet for next year, but what we do have are the 5 international games that will be played, 4 in London and then 1 again in Mexico, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Miami, New Orleans, Cleveland, Minnesota, Rams, and Arizona. Those in London, and then Mexico's going to get a great game. The Raiders and New England.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And just think about the ones in London. Remember, they're splitting them between the 2 different stadiums in London, so they get a different flavor in all of these places. But Mexico, for the 2nd straight year, the Raiders are coming to town. That should be a whole lot of fun.
Should be a ton of fun and a very good matchup. Throwing on first down is Brady. Amendola catching it left side. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
To throw is Brady. This is caught. Gronkowski muscles him off. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Brady gives now to Bull. And he keeps fighting his way into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. LeGarrette Blount taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Patriots have moved out in front. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Letting one go deep here for Gronk. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Have to give a lot of credit to the defense on that play. They were prepared. Ordinarily, when they take the big shot downfield to the big guy, that's usually a mismatch that the offense is used to winning. But the preparation showed for the defense, and they were able to bat it away.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Now Dion Lewis to return. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So the Patriots coming out now. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
Easy.
Foul blunt. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Brady throwing on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Throwing is Brady on third down. Going underneath for Lewis. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. LeGarrette Blount, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Patriots add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those two TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
This will be taken in at the 1. Oh, nice move. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just...
Sammy Coates off to the races. 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Sammy Coates, 78 yards. And the Steelers have now made this a one-score game. Boswell for the extra point. And this time he gets it to go as it is up and good. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now Brady. And incomplete on the deep ball. Unable to get it to Gronkowski that time. And now it's third down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. From the gun on third down, Brady. And he will find his man. That's Hogan, complete. A good pickup there at 22. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? the better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up the first down.
And the offense moving quickly to the line. Brady to throw on second down. And he dumps it off to Blunt. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and they're going to face a third down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. Time running out here on the play clock. Brady. Man open underneath. It's Gronkowski. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that'll bring up fourth down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
They missed a field goal earlier, so possibly as a result, that's why they're going to try to go for it here on fourth down. Here's the battering ram Blunt, and he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
And this is a spot where you have your offense stay out there to get those few inches. It's too long for a field goal. It's not worth punting. So this is the right decision as far as I'm concerned. And they wind up picking up the first down.
They'll run again with Blunt. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Stephon Tuitt came out at Notre Dame as another one of those really tall defensive ends, and you just wonder, would they be able to have the leverage to bend and make plays? I think he just gave us an answer with that tackle.
On second down, here's Brady. Over the middle, that's caught by Hogan. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now in the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
Julian Edelman, the intended receiver, and it's second down. And this seemingly endless drive continues. Brady will try again on second down. It's caught outright, Amendola. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Back now in Foxborough. We get set for the fourth quarter. Patriots have the lead. They also have the football. Now Brady again. This is caught. Gronkowski. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown.
hard to admit that I used to draw. Portraiture in a human form, doodle of a two-headed unicorn. It was soothing, moving his arm in a fusion of man-made tools and a muse from beyond. Even if it went beautifully wrong, it was tangible truth for a youth to refuse to belong. No-name nuisance, losing a bedroom, oozing a brand new cuneiform. Barely commune with the horde, got a whole grayscale ungluing his world. Might zone amp to the yap of the magpie, unseen hand dragging his graphite. Cross contour, a little bit of backlight, black ink after a Bristol to baptize. You can imagine a rush that ensue when you get 3 dimensions stuffed in a 2. Then it's off to a school where it's all you get to, being trained and observed by a capable few. Back in New York by peeps and a dog in a 2-bedroom doing menial jobs. Plus, rhyming and stealing and being a clod, distractions, freedom, a rod. I left some years of giving a light, I left some will the spirit away. I let my fears materialize, I let my skills deteriorate. When about I thought of what I should have been, continuing a mission that was rooted in a 20-year affinity and rickety condition with an ID crisis. Snap on the front lawn, look up in the sky, it's shapes falling out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings, just to count your rings, just to count your rings. And now we're colors pouring out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings, just to count your rings, just to count your rings. Used to paint, hard to admit that I used to paint. Natural light on a human face, stenciled fire in his roommate's face. It was blooming addiction, a miss and a push and a pigment. Book like a tattooed pigskin look. Pinhead kids at a minute, drank Kool-Aid from a tube of acrylic. And I grew up in a linseed oil of a linen. Joy to the poison, voice to the resin. Capture a map of a gesture, back up, add a little accurate fat to the figure. Redo that, move that inward. Zinc white lightning shoots from his fingers. Studios strewn with illusion and tinctures. Stay tuned for the spooky adventures. You can imagine the stars that align when a forearm starts foreshortening right. Or a torso hung on a warping spine and proportion reads as warm and alive. Routine day with a dirt cheap brush, then a week goes by and it goes untouched. Then 2, then 3, then a month, and the rest of your life to beat yourself up. I left some seasons eager to fall, I left some work to bury alive. I let my means of being dissolve, I let my person curl up and die. Eating up his innards and unfeasible anxiety is brutally committed to relinquishing his privacy, aligning with the trials of the anti-Midas. Snap on the back lawn, look up in the sky, it's shapes falling out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings, just to count your rings, just to count your rings. And now we're colors pouring out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings, just to count your rings, just to count your rings.
Turn up, turn up, turn up. I'm breaking in. I'm at the pearly gates, but they won't let it in. I told the devil, I said, I ain't trying to sin, yeah. No, I ain't trying to sin, yeah. Pray to the Lord, Daddy, let me in. I'm breaking in.
I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight's matchup features 2 quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's the Cowboys going up against the Raiders. The opening kick is straight ahead, so it's time to turn it over to my colleagues, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis with the call. Gentlemen.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Bay Area as we welcome you to Oakland, California. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Oakland Raiders. A clash of two of the more fervent fan bases around. The Cowboys and the Raiders are underway. One receiver to the left is Cooper.
Here we go. Wide and yay. Oh, baby, go rally. Rally.
Throwing on first down is Carr. A right side catch by Crabtree. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. As we get a glance at these starters, Michael Crabtree is the man we highlight at wide receiver.
Phenomenal hands, so strong. When the ball gets to him, it just dives right there, and then he's able to do things with it after he catches it.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
It's taken to the 26. Nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Tackle made by Perry Riley. Here's the offense, and I don't know what more you can say at this point in his career about Jason Witten.
You just give him full respect. This is a guy who knows how to do everything on the football field. Not just catch the ball, but huge in the run game with his blocking at the line of scrimmage.
Prescott now on 2nd down. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets. Partner, I know you call the play-by-play, but you know your ball. If I throw these numbers at you, all right, 6 yards shy of 2,000 of total yards from scrimmage for a rookie running back. What do you think?
Sounds like me in high school.
Sounds like you doing it, right?
It's really fascinating at what he was able to do. The thing for me, though, he did that as a rookie. Where do you go from here? I mean, can you keep going up from those numbers your sophomore campaign?
I think that you can. He's had examples of that preceding him in the NFL. Some guys who are in the Hall of Fame right now. Remember, he had 16 total touchdowns because it's not just his ability to run it. He can catch it out of the backfield as well. No one plays harder than this guy does, down in and down out. I think he's just going to keep getting better.
On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. And that's caught by Beasley. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And we take a look now at the defense for the Raiders.
Dan Williams might as well change his name officially to Big Dan Williams. A monster in the middle, holds down the run game against any team.
They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Let's go!
third and short yardage. Prescott. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Every time I see a hitch pattern dropped, I go back to the combine because there's a drill that they use all the time that's called the gauntlet drill, where the receiver catches the ball and just works his way straight down the line and catches it from different sides. And the problem with that drill is that you don't actually have to secure the catch. You just got to catch it, drop it immediately, and keep moving. And sometimes that shows up on plays like this.
Let's go. 1, 9.
Fourth down, Prescott. And Beasley with it over the middle. A gain of 4 on the play. And on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. Now, this will be the 9th play on this drive.
Let's round. Let's round. Let's go.
A first down throw for Prescott. That's complete right around the 8th. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They'll need to get the play off quickly.
Come on, let's go.
They just get the play off. Now Prescott. And this is incomplete.
Receivers work all the time on making sure they catch the ball, haul it into their bodies before they turn and run. A little bit of loss of focus on that play.
Third down, it's Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Perry Riley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So out come the Raiders. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. Just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. Murray had the 1,000-yard season in 2015. Followed that up with 788 last year. Now, also in the mix in Oakland, you had Washington, you had Richard. How do you see this backfield playing out going forward?
I think you'll see a similar combination going forward. I think that's one of the reasons that he dropped from a 1,000-yard runner to 788 because they had other options. They're able to bring in Washington, Richard. They can use different plays for those guys, a lot of versatility, and really upgrade their offense with an infusion of speed. But Latavius Murray, I think he'll still continue to be the lead guy out of that trio.
So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on third.
We ready? Hey, we gonna rally. Alert, baby, alert, alert. Hey, we gonna rally, rally. Hey, we gonna rally, rally.
Carr gives it off to Washington. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on fourth down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
We ready?
Here we go on 4th down with Carr. Backing up, looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. An incredible play there on 4th down. 57 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
We ready? Ready. Hey, we gonna rally.
first down. Murray. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They'll get 17 yards there. And that'll be good for an Oakland first down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
They go back to Murray on first down. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Cedric Thornton, the one that got him down.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only one on that play.
Here's Carr. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's third down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. They come out here in the eye. Now Carr. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up. A fresh set of downs, and they're at the 1. 1st and goal. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. And they're going to speed things up here.
All right, here we go. Zebra. Zebra. All right, here we go. Zebra.
2nd and goal from the 1. Now they'll run. Murray. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1 yard line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Partner, we're into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you've got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
They'll run for it. This is Murray. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So now on 4th down, the Raiders will turn it over to the left foot of Sebastian Janikowski. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. They had a long way to go. They started that drive at their own 3, and they scored 3 from it.
What an excellent job by an offense that could have very easily just said, okay, let's just take a few plays safe, punt the ball away, and play some defense. Instead, they found a way to attack and put themselves in position to put points on the board.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. After the penalty, it's Elliott. Hopping over the top. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. A good comeback there after the penalty. 9 yards, and it's 2nd and 6. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Here we go.
2nd down, Prescott. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Let's go. 38.
1st down, Prescott. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. 12 yards on the pickup, and that leads to a Dallas 1st down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
And this one complete to Witten over the middle. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. And again, it's Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Cole Beasley in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. So they're able to capture the lead here just before halftime.
And not only that, they get the ball to start the second half.
That's right.
This is almost like basketball down the stretch, right, where you get the 2-for-1 situation where you try and get 2 shots to your opponent's 1. In this situation, they got the touchdown. They'll get another shot at to start the second half.
Could be a big turnaround. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
The final shot here before half for Carr. This one caught left side by Cooper. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the 1st half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. Bryant, the lone receiver, left. Throwing again. Prescott on 2nd and 10. Going right side. He has Witten. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle? There's no shyness there pushing the ball downfield, but I like the coverage on the play. In good position. And when you have a 50-50 ball, who's going to come down with it? I like the way that he made the play, came across, and knocked it away.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And he'll take it just outside the 40. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Raiders will take possession. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. That was second. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
We ready?
On first down, Carr. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
10th carry of the game now, Murray. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Roberts with it over the middle. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. First and goal. They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Carr going to throw, and it's incomplete. The big tight end, Clive Walford, the intended target. And it's 3rd and 4. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Defense may be thinking pass. They come out in the nickel on 3rd and goal. Washington, 3rd and goal. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Another stop on 3rd down, and this defense still hasn't allowed a touchdown to this point.
And Janikowski bangs it through, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. A decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they do inch a bit closer.
Yeah, still lots of time to go in this one. Take the points, move on, and let your defense try to get the ball back.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
Out left side here to Bryant. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. And quickly, they get to the line.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially given 15. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all this.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Here we go. Hey, we go right. Zebra. Here we go. Zebra, baby, alert.
Carr turns, hands to Murray. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
We ready? Red 18. Red 18.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Only a yard on the pickup there, 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
All right, here we go. Zebra.
One receiver to the left is Cooper.
Red 18.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. His throw incomplete. He was trying to hit Jameis Olawale that time. And it's 3rd and short. This defense has held on so far. Now from the 3, this is 3rd and goal.
All right, here we go. Wide in the 8. Wide in the 8. Come on, baby, alert. Alert.
Carr. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Amari Cooper from 3 yards out. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well.
And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on the 2-point try. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll come out in the pistol. A first down throw for Prescott. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
Prescott to throw it. And this one complete to Witten over the middle. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much, unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one. They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal. 13 yards on the pickup, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on fourth down. I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets. That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. And now they're in the hurry-up. Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done. And leading here late, so a chance for the defense to really close out this game if they can halt the offense. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Play clock winding down. Prescott looks to throw on first. Deep drop. He hits Beasley right side. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays. He'll look to throw. Going right side, he has Witten. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice. He's back to throw. Completes it to Jason Witten. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly. Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands, speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you? This will be caught at about the 5. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one. I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection. From the 2-yard line now, it's 1st and goal. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Back to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds. So with next to nothing left on the clock, they get Charles what should be the game-winning touchdown catch.
That felt so much like practice and preparation coming together. So many times your last practice.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Reggie Nelson. And a short return to the 6-yard line. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. 9 yards still remaining here to pick up the first on second down. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Back to throw. Flushed out right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Jeff Heath. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. 2 timeouts remaining defensively, but that shouldn't make much difference right here.
It really shouldn't, but a lot of coaches look at it similar to baseball with the intentional walk.
Always bringing in other sports.
Always, hey, listen, think about the intentional walk, right? What if one gets past the catcher? What if he uncorks a wild one and now you still have an opportunity? That's why they like to use them all the way through.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Oakland, we sign off. So long, everybody.
Now I've been in New York, Texas, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California, AATLMIA-DMV, all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California,
New York, Texas, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California, California,
I got some out in Dallas, now I'm smelling like LA. Met it from Miami to the Machiavelli. Left the kids on the belly, left the vid on my celly. She ate like spaghetti, I'm hitting gas and Dreddy. Met some killers in Memphis, like they from Oakland. Give me my flowers while I can smell them. Ain't talking about roses, literally I'm lean. Mix it like a bought it in Nashville. Then I woke up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's sun. California, but nothing like Compton. It's more like Calistoga, and it's hot as Arizona. I pop me a Fresno, hard colder than Minnesota in October. Don't interrupt, darling, I'm in the zone. Why does everywhere I go just remind me of home? You know that state of gold with the bed. Them other places come close, but they don't compare.
Now I've been to New York,
come on,
Texas,
yeah,
Midwest, and it all reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California. California, A-A-T-L-M-I-A-D-D-M-V. All reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California. California,
California, cause there's no place like California.